What's going on, Pride? Thank you for clicking on the video and joining us today on this Lions journey in the offseason. Matt Patricia is undefeated. I saw that Pride of Detroit posted that, and I was like, "That's very good. That's a good title." But there's a few things we want to talk about regarding updates on what's going on this offseason, including Matt Patricia coaching the Senior Bowl and some ridiculous trade rumors about Matt Stafford. So we want to get into all that and more. But first and foremost, we want to talk about the DSA Roundtable. If you guys don't know, it's like a gathering of a lot of YouTubers, Detroit Lions YouTubers, talking Detroit Lions and just having a great time. So if you have not, for any reason, if you found my channel before you found Micro Mike's channel, I would recommend going on to Micro Mike's channel and checking out the DSA Roundtable because they had me on this past week, and they're very gracious on letting me on, and we had a good conversation about Lions, and it was a very good time. So I appreciate them allowing me to come on and plug the show. Sure, because we're a much smaller YouTube channel, but also I appreciate just having good, intelligent conversations about the Lions. So thanks again.
And we appreciate the shout outs.
Yeah, for sure. We got like 14 subscribers just from that alone. That was awesome, So people finding our channel and just they like. And if you did find our channel from the DSA Roundtable, I just want you guys to know, they were plugging us the whole time. I didn't want to keep plugging us as well because, like seriously, me and Andrew, we wanted to do this and start this whole show because we want to talk about Lions and we want to set aside like an hour a week because we talk about Lions anyway, about this stuff every single week. So we're passionate fans. We're not like analysts or anything like that. And if you want to come on and join us and talk about Lions and have this open conversation about Lions, then we'd love to have you guys. And we want the realest of real Lions fans. This community is the real Detroit Lions fans. We want the realest fans. So if you're a real fan, I'm glad you joined. But I'm not gonna go on and beg for subscribers because that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to become famous or something. This is just a community talking about Lions, being passionate about our one pride.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our next topic. And so what I wanted to get into was talking about Matt Patricia coaching the Senior Bowl. And first of all, I don't know if it was you or I think it was actually on the roundtable. So on the roundtable, we talked about the significance of us coaching the Senior Bowl, and it's pretty significant because it gives our coaches a lot more time with these players. It gives them the chance to really scout them and figure out who's actually, the guy that fits their scheme or the guy that fits what they want to do and whatnot. So it's very important. But it also, I didn't think that this was important, but reading all these articles, reading all these headlines of what's coming out of the Senior Bowl, it's made me a lot more optimistic about our future with Matt Patricia and a lot more excited for this season because what we've seen is everybody from NFL analysts to media experts to NFL coaches to NFL executives that have been attending the Pro Bowl, they've all been saying and praising Patricia and saying how just like well executed and prepared everything has been in his practices all week with the Senior Bowl members. And one of them said, I don't know who it was, so sorry about not being able to source this quote, but they said, like, I've been to the Senior Bowl like 15 years in a row, and I haven't seen, or like I know what good teams look like and bad coaching teams look like and what's going on during practice and stuff. And Matt Patricia, they said Matt Patricia looks so good. So
I actually know exactly what you're talking about. I can't remember the name, but I think it was a GM, and he was attending. Yeah, same thing. He's like, I've been going, I think it was 20-something years, he said. I've seen good practices. I've seen bad practices. I've seen okay practices. And Matt Patricia's was one of the best he's ever seen. So it's nice to see,
Good. Yeah, I totally botched that quote, so I'm glad you knew it too.
But no, stay up to date.
Yeah. So coupling that with the performance that they had because they won 34-17 in the game, and it wasn't. It was a pretty tooth and nail fight until the third quarter, and then the North team blew out the South team, which was cool to see. It's cool to see other executives say how well Matt Patricia is coaching these players and stuff, and then to see the outcome on the field for once, so far. So too bad it's not the Lions, but I mean and then not just that. That's very nice as well. But the comments that the players had about Patricia and his coaching staff afterwards were great. They dumped the Gatorade over Matt Patricia's head. They loved him. He was mic'd up for a lot of the practices, and we heard Matt Patricia chewing out some players. Absolutely cussing them out, putting them in their place, telling them what they need to do to improve, coaching them up. And that's what I want to see. And then those players responding to it, executing and winning, and then coming out and saying how great of a time they had and how great of a coach Matt Patricia is. And that does several things. It reinvigorates the fan base and the emotions that we have going into this season and gives us a little more optimism on us going forward. But then it also, this is an underrated part of it, but these guys are going to be pros in the NFL for years to come. And, not everybody talks about how Detroit is not a destination city. Why would you come to Detroit when you could go to LA? No, nobody's questioning you, of course. Like, why would you want to come to Detroit? But, we saw this offseason, Mike Daniels was in love with Matt Patricia, and he wanted to come here. He wanted to play for him. He was very excited. And this just gives Matt Patricia a little more gravitas, a little more confidence, a little more reputation with the players. So I like that. I really liked everything that came out of the Senior Bowl. So, Andrew, I wanted to hear your thoughts on everything that I just spewed out of my mouth.
Well, thank you, Dylan. I totally agree. It's nice because when we look at coaches, we look at wins and losses, we look at, the rumors and what people are saying, whatever. And there was a lot of crap that went on in the Lions season, stuff with Diggs and Slay, like, oh, he doesn't have the locker room and, blah, blah, blah. And like we went, we had 3 wins, so seeing him be able to coach players that he's never worked with before, they love him. They ended up killing the other team. 17-point win is not anything little, like you have to work your butt off and all this stuff. It's nice to see, it gives you a little hope of like, all right, this coaching style does work. You just need the players to buy into it, and then you put them in the positions to win. But along with that, like, dude, it's so nice to be able to coach a Senior Bowl because you get that inside look of their work ethic, how they interact with coaches, how they interact with other players, all this stuff that you don't see when you go to the combine because all it is like, I'm going to try my hardest to be an individual person and have high bench press marks and a quick 40-yard dash and whatever. Like, it's not the same, like football is a team game. So being able to see them interact with new people, which is exactly what happens when you draft rookies, they have to interact with an entire new team. It's nice to see, it's really good. And like having that inside look is going to be good because we'll be able to know like players that I want this freaking guy on my team. He can compete. He can compete at an NFL level, and we could snag him in the 5th round or something. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. That is so big. There's the obvious ones in the 1st round, and depending on how deep the class is, the 2nd round. But once you get to the 3rd and beyond, like it's pretty much pick and choose who you want for the most part. And to have that inside knowledge, oh my God. And we do have a couple extra picks because we traded Diggs and whatever. And if we do trade down our 1st pick, we'll have even more draft capital. And it would be the perfect time because we had our coaches, I know we fired a lot, but we had coaches at the Senior Bowl that are going to be like, yo, this guy's still on the board. So 4th round, I want him. He could be an instant starter, whatever it is. Like, it's just huge to have all that extra information and knowledge. So
yeah, no, I totally agree. And Bob Quinn has shown in his drafts that he is the type of guy that will go out and get the guy that he believes. Doesn't matter what the other NFL analysts or scouts think. Doesn't matter if we think that he's a 5th round pick. If Bob Quinn thinks he's a 2nd round pick, he's going to go out and get Jelani Tavai. And guess what? He's proven to be pretty dang good. He was a starter all year.
He's one of the best rookie linebackers.
He's going to go out and get Will Harris in the 3rd round. He's not afraid. And you know what? He'll still get some sleepers like Amani Oruwariye. You know what I mean? So, heck yeah. I remember when we picked up Tracy Walker in the 3rd round 2 years ago, and everybody was like, who the F is this? And then there was that video of like Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn like high-fiving in the what do they call the war room or whatever?
Yeah.
High-fiving the war room because they got their guy, and they didn't care that nobody knew who he was. They knew
he's a beast. And he is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make you think, because we did take Will Harris with our 3rd round pick. And what did we do with Diggs? No, I would have never guessed a million years we were trading Diggs. We just extended him, whatever. We drafted Will Harris with the 3rd round. They started liking what they saw. They didn't really like where they are with Diggs. They got rid of him, you know? So they're making the moves regardless of what people think.
Yeah. That's something that is definitely on Bob Quinn's resume. He does that for sure. You know, I appreciate you. I appreciate it. You know, take a swing. If you swing and miss, at least you swung. You know, you're not going to be a GM that's just like sitting idly by and letting your team be mediocre. I like it. You know, so let's go. That's all we got for you guys today. Let us know what you thought about Matt Patricia coaching the Senior Bowl, winning, proving that he could be a coach. A lot of media analysts said he did a great job. Even the 49ers coach was saying, or what was one of their coaches or something, saying that, that's what it was, saying that, you know, the Lions media and the fans should be a little more optimistic towards them, and they like what they like what Patricia is doing. And we understand that it's just frustrating because we haven't seen success in so many years, but, you know, hopefully it does pay off. Hopefully these executives are right, and hopefully that success will come to Detroit this year, 2020. Make it happen. You know, if we believe, anything can come true. All right. And also let us know what you think about the Stafford trade, because that is BS. That ain't happening. And if it does happen, this is about to be a Patriots podcast after that. All right, guys. We're out. Thank you.